We are at Masjid Addas in Taif. I planned one day to spend in Taif, but due to road constrictions, we were unable to make it and had to do a 2 to 3 hour detour to get to Taif. It was quite difficult, and it was already evening by the time we reached. We could not go to many of the things that I planned on doing, such as the rose factory, cable cars, the bird park in Taif, and Taif's Heart Mall. You have to be very careful while driving to Taif because there are no safety barriers along the road and the camels move freely in the area. There are many car accidents that happen in Saudi Arabia, particularly in the mountain roads of Taif going to and from Jeddah. We finally reached Masjid Addas. This was named after a young Christian slave boy living in Taif during the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He was the first person to embrace Islam from Taif. In 619, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, traveled to Taif to share his message and escape the persecution he faced from the Quraysh tribe. During the visit, he met with the town's chiefsmen, but unfortunately they rejected the message and incited the townspeople to attack him with stones, forcing him to flee. Injured and seeking refuge, he found shelter under a wall in an orchard owned by the Meccans. They sent their slave Addas to offer him some grapes. But before eating the grapes, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said Bismillah. And Addas was taken aback, noting that such words were unfamiliar to the people of Arabia. Muhammad, peace be upon him, asked Addas where he was from, and he replied, I am a Christian from Nineveh. Muhammad, peace be upon him, recognized the town, saying, from the place of the righteous Yunus or Jonas. This astonished Addas, who asked, how do you know about Yunus or Jonas, and who are you? He responded, he is my brother, he was a prophet of Allah, and I am also a prophet of Allah. This encounter marked the significant moment in Addas's life, connecting him to the legacy of Islam. This is Masjid Abdullah Ibn Abbas. This is named after the Qur'anic interpreter and jurist Abdullah ibn Abbas, whose death and burial was foretold by the Prophet, peace be upon him. Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas said, I have never seen someone who was quicker in understanding, who had more knowledge and greater wisdom than Abdullah ibn Abbas. Abdullah ibn Abbas recounted that after the Prophet, peace be upon him's passing, he suggested to an Ansari friend that they seek knowledge of Islamic practices from the many remaining Sahaba. His friend questioned who would seek knowledge from them with so many eminent companions still present. Undeterred, Abdullah ibn Abbas continued his pursuit, approaching anyone believed to have heard something from the Prophet, peace be upon him. He successfully gathered significant information from the Ansar. If he found a Sahabi asleep during a visit, he would spread his shawl at the gate and wait patiently, sometimes becoming covered in dust until they awoke. Some Sahaba would remark on his effort, noting his kinship to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and suggesting he could have sent for them instead of coming to them. However, he would reply that he was a student and they were his teachers. He persevered in his quest until a time came when people began to seek knowledge from him. At the eastern side of the mosque, there is the martyrs' tomb. It's where the Prophet, peace be upon him, buried 11 of his companions who died in that spot during the Battle of Hunayn. There is a library which has a very impressive collection, and on the wall there's a map of the sites of interest around Taif. This original mosque was built around 630 AD on the site of a demolished temple that had once housed the shrine of the goddess Al-Lat. This is the Galfa Tower and one of the last remaining parts of the historic Taif wall. It represents the southern corner of the wall that was built in the pre-Islamic period and renovated in the 13th century AH. This is the Shubra Palace in Taif, which has historic significance for its architectural style that showcases a unique blend of ancient Roman and Hijazi styles. It was closed when we went, and I couldn't really find any information to when it's open, but it's a nice place to pass by and just look at. We arrived at the Shareef Museum. This is a privately owned heritage museum showcasing a vast collection of historical and cultural artifacts from the Taif region and Saudi Arabia. So there is an entrance fee of 20 riyals. This is so cute. There are many heritage museums around Saudi Arabia, so you can take a look at one of them and get an understanding for what they are like. This was founded by Shareef Ali ibn Abbas. The museum spans a large traditional building and features diverse exhibits including traditional clothing, weapons, household items, ancient tools, manuscripts, and vintage cars. This was the toilet. Okay. It's the toilet. This is what they used to put the water in, the water skins. These are big pots. Hi! We have a little cat guide over here. Hello there. Are you a friendly one? Aww, who's a good boy?